Yo, super fun force. What's up, guys? Captain Gamesters here. We got an unboxing. Now, I've been getting a lot of Takara Tomy GT Beyblades, but I haven't been doing the unboxing videos as much as I've been doing the Hasbro stuff. But I definitely need to get back on it. And one thing I'm going to start with is this, which I actually got recently. This is, I think, a little over a year old. This is B149. This is the Lorudo Spriggan booster set from the GT, which again goes GT, Sparking, and then now we have Dynamite Battle. So this will be an interesting set, and it's great because I want to give some thoughts on some of these. Like I do have a Slash Valkyrie, the single set, but we actually now get him included here, and I never got the Dread Bahamut single booster, but guess what? We got it right here. So this will be really great to look at. And just for a comparison here, this is the box. It also shows you what you're getting on the top there. And then here is the back as well, and it basically shows you somewhat of a power stat like graph here for each of the combinations. And as you can see here, Spriggan gets a left and a right, and this kind of shows you here what you're getting with each of the three Beyblade combinations. This should be very interesting, and I do like the recolor of both Slash here and Dread. I think the original Dread's a little bit more purple, but I really dig the anime character's style. Not too familiar with this guy yet, but I like the fact that he has a top hat rocking that purple spiky hair. Super cool. All right, guys. Also for a comparison, let's throw in the most recent release. Bam! Savior Valkyrie, which is B187. B188's on the way. Astral Spriggan, speaking of. So here is the deluxe pack, which it's a bigger size from the regular Dynamite Battles, which are about, well, I think it's about the same size now, honestly, but the GT is basically this, like kind of moved in here, right? But very interesting. And of course, you got the V gear for the Venture. You got the power booster string launcher here. And then on the sides, it shows you kind of like the basic assembly. This is for the Dynamite. And then here is for Valkyrie here. And then of course, shows you the parts. Once again, shows you the new extra, the V gear for the Venture driver, the Shot driver, the new Valkyrie Dynamite layer, the string launcher, and how you can customize it. But all right, let's go ahead and open this up now. My magic powers. I will just go ahead and voila, start to open it up here. Whoa, Nelly, would you look at that? Very, very interesting here. And of course, it comes with some instructions, sticker sheets, and everything like that. Super important, for sure. And let's get them out of the packages. They put them each all in order. Let's actually go this way. Let's start with what we're going to do is I'm going to use my powers to get this open. And we're going to leave, well actually no, that's fine. Let's open that one too. I was going to say because this double O that it comes with, this is actually a very common part now. It's one of the strongest forge discs. But anyways, let's take a look at all of them here. So let's start with Slash Valkyrie, or excuse me, now we have Slash Dragon. So this is normally the evolution of Valkyrie into the GT, right? This is Vault's Beyblade that he gets, which generally is a Valkyrie, what would be the chip. But in this case, we get Dragon from Drum. And let's actually move this back up so we can see a little bit better. There you go. And I like the colors a lot. You have a lime green and this kind of like turquoise bluish green. I think it looks amazing. And the interesting thing here, though, I want to review this chip because, again, Vault and the Valkyrie energy layer, I don't think has been very powerful since Winning Valkyrie. Winning Valkyrie, that came out and that was like, full metal. And it was just really, really good. Also, you can put, custom frames on this, which also helps unveil its true power. So again, one of the best forged discs, if not the best, from GT. And then finally, I have Octa. I definitely want to test Octa a lot. It does have metal here to help increase the weight. It is a very wide driver, and as you can see, though, there is a very slight pinpoint down here at the plastic bottom. So hopefully it's a balanced driver. It spins fast, has good stamina. I don't know about the final spin because unfortunately, just like the charged metal, it has flat panels here. So that, kind of edge right there we'll probably end up scraping more. But overall, this will still probably be a very good driver. The best part about it is that it'll help keep your, hopefully your combo a little bit more steadied as far as being straight up instead of tilting over too much. I mean, it still can obviously, but maybe it'll be reduced. All right, that's Slash Valkyrie. Let's take a look at the next one. All right, boom, we got Dread Bahamut. Not quite sure if this is also going to be powerful. It does look really great. So it is probably the heaviest weight of all the energy layers without adding an additional metal weight. As you can see here, what's very interesting is they kind of gave a big pro and a big con to Dread, and that is, as you can see here, it has no metal weight, right? There's none. Because instead, they gave it the Gen weight, which is only about like, I think 1.1 grams, where most of these metal weights inside are somewhere around, I think, 8 grams on average, 6 to 8 grams maybe. But basically, what this does is there's a tab here, and it's made of rubber because it, produces a lot of friction. And then what it does is down here, it prevents the chip and, the teeth in the driver from bursting. It's a burst stopper. That's what it is. It's the most effective one as well. However, that comes at the sacrifice of, again, major weight, right? So basically, Dread Bahamut is super burstable, so it makes him pretty weak, honestly. But this actually makes it so that he can, take some hits and probably not burst anymore. Because if you switch this to another weight, he'll probably burst. So that's the downside. They kind of made it so you can't really customize it. You could try to do different dash drivers, but even the dash drivers won't be enough, usually. But we'll see. We'll see. And basically, the interesting thing, too, is he has 4 teeth. 4 teeth. So it takes 4 clicks for it to burst. But again, the teeth themselves are very, very, very narrow. Very, very narrow. So it actually bursts, again, really quick without the burst stopper. But the other thing that's interesting, as we saw in Heaven Pegasus, Heaven Pegasus. There's probably only 2 other GT bays I don't have from like the main, not counting recolors. But basically what happens here is that these little wings, as you can see how they move around here, when he gets hit, and depending on how fast he's spinning and everything like that, these will also lock in the driver and prevent burst. But again, not as effective as the rubber burst stopper, because if you take away the rubber burst stopper, he'll probably still burst almost all the time. But otherwise, looks really cool. It is a left spinner. And the other thing it comes with, though, here's a powerful part that I'll be adding now, is it comes with 7-disc, but wall in a great purple color. Now this thing could probably scrape, but if you have a high enough driver, it'll be fine. And look at it, it is quite a powerful and beefy defense ring. And with its pattern and its kind of jagginess, it'll be interesting to see how this interacts against other layers and other frames. So this is definitely a welcome addition. I think it's another must-have. Having all the frames is very important in GT. And it comes with a metal orbit. Now, ball performance drivers are generally very, very good. However, they do have some weaknesses, which is they can, again, fall over a little bit easier. Now, we all know that atomic, which is a plastic, is one of the best stamina drivers, and then that comes from one of the Phoenixes. There's Dead Phoenix and Revived Phoenix. And the other one comes with an atomic driver, which has a ball, but it doesn't spin, and that one's kind of weaker. Now, it's a little bit more, like the name says, friction. It's preventing itself from getting knocked out, but that sacrifices the stamina. Atomic, orbit metal, these guys here spin, right? The ball will spin continuously, so again, it allows for more stamina. And, this does add a little bit more weight. Overall, this seems to be slightly outclassed by Atomic, but I will definitely be doing a lot more testing. So let's take a look at what the combo looks like. There you go. And notice you don't even hear it click. It just like turns and then it'll just like burst, But yeah, it looks really good. And see, this is nice having the wall over the orbit metal. That's just high enough to prevent this from scraping, hopefully. I mean, I'm sure it'll scrape, but if you go too low, then it will scrape non-stop, you know what I mean? All right, and then lastly, the star of the show, the main reason to get this, none other than Spriggan, Spryzen. Now this thing is super powerful. The design is great. It makes for both attack, defense, but also this lends itself to stamina as well. So it is truly a balanced type, which is what Shu and this Bey is known for. I like how they implemented metal. Now this is an example of very powerful, which again, it baffles me. Like Valkyrie so much, who has nothing, right? Where this guy also has metal already embedded into the energy layer, and then these red pieces here are rubber. Can you believe that? Just like Judgment Joker. So this was, obviously later in the cycle, but they decided to give this to him as well. And it's not as offensive as Judgment, but having it still allows it to make attacks and recoil attacks, right? So it can kind of defense and parry. And of course, the cool thing about this, again, there's so many abilities that this has, whereas like a lot of the other Beys don't get abilities, right? So that's unfortunate. I love the blue colorization inside here of the GT chip. But basically, on this side, you can just turn this to switch from left spin to right spin. So right now it's on left, but if I turn it this way, now it's on right spin. And then if I turn it back that way, left spin. And you still would put the chip on the exact same way. So that's great. Now again, this guy too doesn't have any weights because again, they already built the metal into it and they balanced it out by making it a dual spin. But even though without the ability to customize the weight, this is still a good relative heavy weight. So now that once I finish looking at all these parts, we're going to quickly weigh them and then just do a few battles between the three. And then I'm going to just bring up these two lastly really fast because we have the Bliss disc. Now this is incredibly powerful. This originally debuted with a Slash Valkyrie and it was red, and now this is the black one that they're giving to Spriggan, aka Spryzen, and yeah, this thing is again heavyweight and it has metal over the plastic, so it's fused, and then it has these little points here, these triangle points. There's three of them, 1, 2, 3, and then as you can see, those 3 points actually can be offensive, right? Those can strike and make smash attacks. So this is super powerful. And then this tip here I'm very excited for. We have Dimension Dash. So dash meaning it's a red plastic here, gold spring. So the plastic pushes, the spring pushes up really tight and strong up against the teeth, so the bursting is minimized. And this one is really cool because it's a rubber kind of like rounded sharpish tip in between, and then you can turn the casing around it, and basically as you turn the casing, actually let's show this. It says here, it says balance and power, and then it shows you which direction to turn it. So if you look at it from here, it says balance this way, and then if you look here, it says oh no, it says both. Okay, yeah, balance this way, and then basically you can turn it for power. So basically when you turn, so let's go like this. Let's keep turning it all the way balanced. And there's also notches here so you can keep track. So you can totally fine tune where you want this driver for the combo based on when you turn it. And then there's arrows here. There's arrows here, and basically along the notches, there you go. Keep turning, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you now. Look how tall it extended. And then again, this is for full attack because I've turned it to the right. Now if you turn it to the left, it starts to balance out towards defense, and then of course all the way to the left it turns into a stamina because it'll be the lowest. See, so now I'll turn it again all the way to the left, and then you're going to see. All right, let's quickly weigh everything. Let's start with the Spryzen, I like to call it by the English name, 2306. Then of course we have Blitz coming in at a whopping 28.83, and then the driver 7.34, about average. And then let's take a look here. Metal Orbit 7.84, slightly heavier because of it being metal. And then we'll just look at 7 with 27.39 on 7 on wall. Now if I take off, I'm just curious. Wall by itself, 4.03. That's a better way of measuring that. And then we're going to do this with the gen weight. See, we're going to look at 18.54. So actually, Spryzen is still heavier because it gets metal too, right? So 23, it's 5 grams heavier. So this actually seems like it's very, I guess, weak. And then of course, double O by itself. Can you imagine 24? And then let's say you put wall on this, right? Now you're looking at also 28. So 28.07 to match up against something like Blitz, 28.83. So again, this is still slightly heavier, but again, this is still probably the heaviest disc other than outer frame. And then slash with the gen weight is looking at just a nice 19.97, almost there. Seeing that without the weight, it's only like 11.9. So I will definitely switch the weight. I think this is not the weight you want to put into it. I'd rather put a balance weight onto the slash layer. And then Octa is 14.08. Wow, it's like literally double. It's as much as 2 drivers. So that's definitely a heavy duty driver. All right, cool. Let's swap it in some battles, guys. All right, guys. First we'll throw up Spryzen against Bahamut. One thing I want to mention as well with Spryzen is that the layer also has rubber burst stoppers attached to it, which makes it fit really snug. And now it does wear out over time, but it doesn't make it like super easy to burst from what I've seen. Of course, I'll be gaining my own experience from it. One thing that's nice too is that with a lot of combinations, like let's say Judgment, which is great with the Blitz, is that you can really feel it snug and tight. The fused disc and frame here actually makes a really, really tight fit. Okay, so let's go ahead and throw these together. I'm going to use them both at left spin just to see how they fare. I'll start with Spryzen on Dimension Dash. And then we're going to try Bahamut. See how this works. Metal Orbit. Money's going to be on, money's on Spryzen, but not in left spin. Maybe left versus left spin, not the business. I'll switch them over in a second. So now let's do you. I'm just going to use both the ripcord just to be a little more fair. Slash, let's go. Whoa, Dread. I'm going to try that one more time. It's like Dread's going to win the left spin battle against the right spin, and that's what you do when you try to win. All right, let's go. Go a little bit harder. I feel like Octa should be doing a little better. Oh! Nice! So it looks like he did take it. Let's go to best of 3 for that. So let's do one more. All right, I'll launch Dread again first. I mean, it is a stamina type. Oh, Nelly! Wow, recoil and then a smash attack. Who's gonna take it? Oh, looks like last spin or final spin went to Dread. Very interesting. Now let's try. We're going to take Spryzen because he's left spin, so this would probably be an easy victory. For Spryzen, left spin going up against the right spin of Valkyrie. Oh, Nelly! Wow, nice! See, that rubber makes nice counterattack as well. Let's try that one more time. And right now, I have Unite Dash all the way to stamina mode, so it's at the lowest setting. But you know what, that's probably all it needs to stay at, because again, with the rubber, it's just really nice. Okay, so Octa likes to stay in the center, very stamina like. So they made Valkyrie kind of like a stationary attacker here with this combo setup. And it's funny that Spryzen is going around rather than going straight towards the center. And it looks like Valkyrie is going off balance. Wow, a tie. That was actually really, really good. Okay, let's do one more. I thought that Spryzen would win outright. But that was definitely a tie. So let's do one more. Shows you the power of Octa. Octa's not bad at all. All right, let's go. Valkyrie. Oh! A rubber. Look at that. Keeping it balanced up. Come on. Triple blades. Can it hang? What? It won. That is awesome. That's very, very interesting that it took out Spryzen on Unite Dash. Now, I think Unite Dash is not going to be as stamina driven as like the famous and popular combo of this time, which is Extend Plus from Union Achilles with usually, well, I guess you can change your disc up, but people like to use outer with cross a lot. But now what I want to try, let's quickly switch this guy to right spin. Wow, this thing is really, really tight. So, as mentioned, I'm going to pop this out, and then what I'm going to do is once I pop out the chip, I'm going to rotate the blue there. Boom. Then we're going to pop the chip back on, and lock it in, lock those white tabs in, push them back, and then I'm going to go ahead and put him in right spin. Now, I will launch Dread Bahamut, who will take the final battle. Ooh, a little hop, skip, and a jump. Now I think Spryzen should win. Oh! That was almost out. Nice, final spin went to Spryzen. One more. Can Valkyrie do some damage? Oh, definitely getting some attacks in with Octa, mainly because they're fighting for the center. Oh, and bursted! Wow. So this is definitely a recommended set if you want to play GT Limited and experience the full series for sure. All right, thanks so much, guys, for hanging out. My fellow Super Fun Force. Don't forget, stay positive, stay blessed, keep your faith, say a prayer, spread that love, hit that like and subscribe. Got way more cool stuff coming all the time.